zone out the AMC all on her own. If she picks up a Thorns, he can't really fight back, even with that Stinger pen.
Would love to become familiar with the Grand Finals, Leviathans versus the Kings. Game 1 as we kick off our second and final semi-final of the weekend. One final team to make it. Kings, the Smite rotate in. That Pyromancer has taken a whole lot of damage. Yarkor is here as well. Variety up and over. It's Diardio against 4. Stunned down on a Captain Twig. Yarkor receives one as well. But the Fire Giant, that's pulled. It's doing a lot of damage to this Ardio. Sustain out on the backline from Big Man Tings. We are scrapping here around the FG pit. Winds of Shamash is huge from Panatom. It's got on a 3 of the Camelot Kings. Yarkor finds first blood 17 minutes in.
Off goes Massive. Nobody on the Kings is healing, and the Leviathans are surging.
Zapman, big time ultimate. Leviathans find 2. Variety down. Genetics gone. What's the immediate call here? To regroup and back up.
Twig?
And no pull on the FG. Twig goes down. You imagine they do. The Leviathans will pull it anyway.
Fire Giant going to be burning very quickly here. Netroid nearby can start to work his way in. I think the Kings have to look for this.
Oh, Fire Giant's low. Yarkor separating it out. Sanctified Field down, but the FG goes to the Leviathans nonetheless. Twig rallied in to his ADC's ultimate. He will jump in, jump out. Zapman gets a kill on the Twig. The last 2 on the other end of the Dia side of the Camelot Kings. They are running left. The Leviathans have gotten what they came for. FG on 5.
And can they dive further? Netroid sticks around too far in, takes the 1v1 up against Zap, and loses it double for the Hunter on the Leviathans. Fire Giant on all 5. It's the Camelot Kings who start off that fight, Dave. They chose to take the engagement around the Pyro. Easier. Yarkor has already proven that he is nigh unkillable in these team fights. He kills out 4 people on his own.
Panatom's got the drop kick on Captain Twig, and he has got a whole lot of damage, but look at Twig. He's got to escape the last bit of damage. Not there yet. Zapman from the side. That's a big ultimate from Netroid, but he is alone in his own sanctified field, and that is how he will die. All alone on the right side of the map. The rest of the Kings rally, but they are rallying behind the retreat. Nice wall from Genetics. Slows down the onslaught.
Netroid may have saved his team, but he's the most important piece on this team. You can't trade out your own life on Oleron. Drop Sanctified Field. Sure, it's a great team fight tool that was immediately lost, but standing inside of it, you just died.
You might give up a lot here. The Leviathan's a team that love to press down on the gas pedal, and that's what Wrong U's doing. Transformation out. Watch out for the coerce. Variety jumps into the backline. Genetics burned on through. We are 20 minutes in. We've had nothing for 15, and suddenly the game is on fire. We've had nothing but action for the last 5 minutes. Is this how we end? Is this where this game closes? Big Man Tings with Book of the Dead walks back into the fountain. The Camelot Kings as 3. Netroid up in 1. Titan down to half. Big jump in from Variety, but the damage, it's connecting where it needs to. Leviathans take game 1.
But the Camelot Kings get to save at least a little bit of their dignity.
You're not about to say it. Don't say it.
But they pick up 1, man.
Don't
Come on.
say it. That's all they have to hang their hat on.
Maybe give Panatom space to look for a gank onto this Izanami. Once that Crusher's online, that stealth from Izanami will be shown even after she uses it. She won't be able to stay invisible for long. And Erlang has a pretty good matchup into this Izanami if he can get a good gank going.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch. That puts a lot of pressure on Panatom. Of course, I think Twig has a little bit of pressure on him to see if they can do it. Can the Kings tie us up, or will the Leviathans take a 2-0 lead? Let's find out.
We had a whole lot of nothing for 15 minutes of game number 1, and suddenly
in the long lane, I'm talking wave pressure, I'm talking objective pressure. So I'm expecting the Kings to try and speed up the pace, at least a little bit.
Yeah, Zapman has to disapparate away.
Oh, whoa!
Oh my god! We are 15 minutes ahead of schedule here, fellas. We do not have this scheduled yet. The Atlantis Leviathans walk into mid lane, and it's first blood. That engage from the Erlang Shen has got to be perfect.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's a giddy up from Shinto
Twig
that
sees him too.
Shifts up the fight. Yeah, okay. Giddy up is available. Big Man Ting sits on tower line. No, he just... My man's just died, bro. He just stood there.
And if I remember correctly, and I do, I can see in the bottom right-hand corner there, BMT still has beats. Still has beats. Uses cleanse this time.
This is tough.
And still has beats.
Oh,
and
no.
we'll go down once more into the mid lane. Go the Atlantis Leviathans. Let's not let the hell get to late game, I guess. I mean, to be fair to BMT, I'm not sure beads do much for him there. Just delays things out a little bit longer. No real seeing a pick.
Yeah, Captain Twig thought maybe about dropping that ultimate at least to burn off that defensive relic, but maybe lucky he held onto it.
Quick reaction from Captain Twig. Wrong you has his ultimate. Dharmic Pillars.
Whoa!
Oh my god! Well, that is gross. That is disgusting. The 1-2 punch, and it is literally a 1-2 punch. It's Dharmic Pillars, and then one shot of Centaurus, and Captain Twig evaporates, and the Leviathans will grab another kill on the left side of the map. Shinto is 3-0. 4 minutes in.
Man, the Leviathans were walking around the studio after game 1, and they say, I hear Zapman kind of mumbling, oh, we're so much smarter now. And I was like, all right, you're feeling yourself. But he's just right. Look at this.
Oh, my God. Is it going to happen again? At this point, there's just too much.
No.
There's just too much. That's an up-down from Genetics. And Panatom nabs another. We are out of control. You're telling me in game 1? I mean, come on, this is unfair to me. We're going 15 minutes with nothing in game 1. Now we got 4 kills.
Like mid loses this much pressure, it makes it harder for Captain Twig to get involved on the map. Genetics doesn't necessarily want to rotate to play in the 3v3 that's already losing. Tough stuff.
Oh, man. Are we doing this again? Captain Twig and the Dharmic Pillars gets the ultimate. But man, Panatom with another kill. This is
Dude,
is
they're
absurd.
laughing.
Right, as they should be, right? This is the Leviathans. This is the team that since last year in the SPL, in the first couple of playoff events that we have had here in Season 8, this is a team that has found no momentum, no pressure in these late game tournaments. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, you find them in like the first round, and then they bow out in like their first opportunity. The Leviathans on the back of a milk carton since 15 minutes in game 1. They've been MIA, we've been looking for them, searching. After a long break, you'd hope that game 1, game 2 would be the turnaround. Dharmic Pillars, 2-man taunt. I'll take that to go, please. It's only the transformation from Genetics that buys him a little bit of time, but there's just way too much on the other end. Double kill for the Erlang Shen, make it 5-0. All 9 kills across jungle and mid for the Leviathans.
And the Leviathans are not apt to stop. It's Yarkor going in deep.
BMT, he'll use the cleanse. Good knockbacks from Variety. We'll shut down Panatom. You get some gold back into the mid laner's pockets. A small glimmer of hope, some happiness for the Camelot Kings here. 16 minutes in, you finally kill the Erlang Shen. Oh, you lose 1, you lose 2, and then you lose Leviathans. Even outside of these big neutral objectives, the back camps have been pressured by the Leviathans all game long. And out is the Fire Giant. Another sub-20-minute FG is under threat here. Genetics close by. He is silenced and he is deleted. Shinto still 5-0 here in this game. And Yarkor spies an opening. Centaurus, sometimes used defensively? Yeah, right, says Shinto. I'm going to look for some kills and a little bit more damage. Leviathans find a pick. They're going to go right back to the fire.
The Kings can re-sustain a fair deal with big man Tings. Twig does not necessarily have to back, but maybe he should have. Fire's going quick.
Fire Giant will go down. Those are the types of moments. Have no worries, friends. Netroid can make his way back into his base should he choose. But instead, eyes are on Shinto. There's the dive, but you have not deleted the Chiron. He will get out and he will stay alive, and the rest of the damage flows through. Variety, say goodbye to this game as Zapman melts him away. It's a jump out from Genetics as well, and the Phoenix will burn on through.
We'll see if the Leviathans go for the end, but you gotta think they won't. They're crushing hope, Dave. They're gonna go ahead and get every other bird. The Camelot Kings nearly have the dive to shut down Shinto, but just not enough damage output. This hell can't dive that deep. Her damage doesn't go that far, and the Leviathans, they resustain.
Shinto holds on to his Aegis. Centaurus by the Camelot Kings Titan. Leviathans as 5. Zapman, big chunk of damage here. Uses his beads on the back of the fight. Dharmic Pillars rallies a few of the Camelot Kings, and there is good damage into the front line of the Atlantis Leviathans, but that is damage they are happy to take. Left side Phoenix, it is gone. Zapman will use the Aegis, jump in, jump out from Captain Twig. Genetics and Netrioid, they're on the re-engage. Transformation out from Genetics, but Panatom playing bodyguard.
We'll see if Genetics can connect some CC. Stun, no good. Panatom, can he turn?
Oh, it's a double taunt in from Panatom. Dark Portal, no good. Big man Tings deals the last bit of damage. What is the cost, though, from the Camelot Kings? We have paid for 2 kills with all 3 of our Phoenixes.
Last team,
you're right.
So defending on the Phoenix, not the worst look for the Camelot Kings. Anywhere that isn't your Titan room, probably a good place to make your stands.
Variety silenced out. By wrong, he drops that shield. Phoenix, before my eyes, it's missing. Captain Twig, his disengage gets used. Dark Portal down from Netroid. That finds some good value. Dharmic Pillar separates out the fight. First kill of the fight goes to Captain Twig, but here's your second win. The Leviathans rallying around their jungler. Big man Tings buys his time. Panatom from range grabs the double.
Netroid, Captain Twig, Variety, no ultimates available with Yarkor removed and Panatom and Zap dropped low. Can the Leviathans look towards the end? It's yet to be seen.
Yes, they can. They can look towards the end. They can look towards game 3. Going up 2-0, the Atlantis Leviathans have played clinically. The Camelot Kings have had no chance in game number 2 outside of the first couple minutes. We are waiting on a minion wave. We could take a deep breath for a second. We don't have the sustain of BMT. We don't have the engage, the jump in from Genetics. That is 15 seconds away. And this Titan's health bar will not last 15 seconds.
Well, maybe if the Camelot Kings keep this posturing up, the Leviathan's showing a whole lot of respect here. Genetics only 8 seconds away now, and the Titan's not taking damage.
Dharmic Pillars down on the Titan variety.
Never mind.
Twig, they jump onto Shinto. But it's the Titan that we got to keep our eyes on. The Atlantis Leviathans make, I would say, quick work. This one goes 30, right? It's a little bit longer than game number 1.
But like you said, there's not as much against him as there was in last game. Hazer, do you think that this is going to be able to stand up a little more for Genetics, or is this feeling a little too good for the Leviathans?
I gotta believe for Europe. I gotta believe Europe's gonna win. A European player has to win a game, right? We gotta.
Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm trying to go through all the rosters. I'm trying to make up any player on the Titans that could be European. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, maybe some of them have some, mix.
Yeah, like if you go back to like
the Camelot Kings. I'm not so sure. Not if the Leviathans. Oh, I got off sync with you there, Myth. That's my fault. Leviathans and Kings going into what could be.
Yeah, wronged you maybe a little bit more so, but the counter matchup with the Fafnir Hammer to stop that brutalize might de-incentivize early game aggression from the Leviathans. Panatom, on the other hand, well, he's here.
So Panatom's here. Shinto's going to rotate around the backside of this fight as well. Netrioid follows up on the stun. First blood is there, and it's Netrioid able to pick it up for the Camelot Kings. Can Rongyu survive on the other end? This would be a miraculous start for the Camelot Kings. They are showing us some life here in the first minute and a half of game number 3. The body blocks are there unless Genetics can find the hammer, and he sure does, but it's a leap on out. Has Zapman done too much? His health bar plenty full, and just needed that last 100 HP or so to get out alive. The Camelot Kings counter-rotate in and find first blood.
Desynced engagement from the Leviathans, but it might not be over. The Camelot Kings posturing for aggression.
No, right?
Surely
Genetics
not.
takes a couple tower shots. Panatom close by just in case. That little bit of damage from the tower, not enough. Oh, it is a back indeed by Captain Twig. Vanish onto Netrioid. Double stun to go from Rongyu. Knock up onto Netrioid, and Rongyu re-engages. He will live on the other end of this fight. And now we are chasing down Genetics for the second kill of the game for the Atlantis Leviathans. Jump in, no good, but who needs it? Zapman's got the kill.
Man, that is tough for the Camelot Kings. A great engagement, but maybe
the Camelot Kings. So both teams need to have that wherewithal, the presence around the gold period. That's a blink in from Rongyu and a jump out from Variety. Fatal strike used, but Rongyu, ever patient, drops Variety right back into the tether of the stun. They're on the other end. This is a 3 versus 2, but Captain Twig has got plenty of damage, but there is damage to be had for Yarkor as well. Lord of the Afterlife goes in, but empty-handed are the Leviathans.
Captain Twig, phenomenal peel there to separate that engagement. Big Man Tings makes the late rotation, might be able to catch out Yark.
Stinger finds its way onto Yarkor. There's the sash, there's the kill. The Camelot Kings
more
showing us some here early in game number 3. Even up the kills and pull that gold lead just a bit further ahead. Hammer no good on the Panatom. So does Panatom, and so does Yarkor. Could this Achilles be under a little bit of pressure here? Variety down just a bit, above half HP. Taunted in through, knocked up as well by Panatom. Fatal strike not blocked, but Yarkor's got Lord of the Afterlife and the pin on the other end, and there's a kill for the Leviathans as Panatom makes his way right and gets the first kill of the game for the Erlong Shen.
And even reestablish their footing around these POIs.
And that would feel like double bad for the Kings, right? When you look at their composition, you got the Fafnir plus the double Hunters. You want to be doing these objectives yourselves. Windfire Wheels, that's on the Rongyu. Down he will crash, and down he will go as the Camelot Kings isolate the Leviathan support. They're able to snag that kill. Coerce goes out on everyone here for the Camelot Kings, but it looks like Shinto will be okay. Misses the axe, but has some damage over on the back end.
Now Panatom trying to re-engage the fight, but watches his tower fall down. 5 members of the Kings, they might have Yark.
Oh no, Yarkor, now he's left alone. The isolated targets of the Leviathans have just been swept by the wayside. The Camelot Kings
Twig start rotating over.
Could it open the door to Panatom though? The Erlong Shen rotates onto the left side of the map. Genetics uses the last bit of mana he's got to jump away, Banish, kind of counteracts with the 9 turns blessing there. Sanctified Field goes down. And that is the escape button, but Zapman sticks around. He takes so much damage. What are you doing there? Zapman gets deleted by Netrioid. Panatom sticks around as well. Genetics transforms, but it's the transformation from Panatom that should get him out alive. But Captain Twig, he's got something else in mind. Netrioid's got a double. Captain Twig adds one as well, and the Camelot Kings are here to play.
Disrespectful play from the Leviathans to step up to that tier 1 tower line. The Camelot Kings respond in
on the right as well. The Achilles, outside of some presence there, some ganks on the right side, haven't seen much sent Variety's way. Feels like a matter of time before we see what happens when the Soul Invaders rotate into these fights. That's a Lord of the Afterlife used by Yarkor. Med has already been used as well. Can Variety deal enough damage to get Yarkor down within execute threshold? Looks like Yarkor has something else in mind. Now, will Variety stick around too long? That's the big question. Fatal Strike, it's good!
Wow.
Give Variety the solo kill on the right side of the map in the second charge. That'll be used to disengage Leviathans desperately now. Watch for the hammer. Shinto sends some auto attacks Variety's way. Panatom weasels on in. Doesn't have the pin, but should have the damage. Jump through from Rongyu, brutalizes there. But we have spent a lot to get the return kill on Variety. Gets worse. Oni Fury here for the Kings.
The Leviathans have to stick around.
Certainly there's no world where we're looking at a tier 2, right? I mean, the Leviathans are just behind the Kings at this point. We need more time to get into the game. Rongyu will be ulted here by Captain Twig, and there's a Sanctified Field waiting on the other end. Down, the Fenrir will crash, and Netrioid adds his third of the game.
Fire?
Is it an immediate FG pull? Fire Giant says yes, come on, bring it on. The Camelot Kings not so sure just yet. These are the moments where these games can turn around.
This is dangerous. The Camelot Kings are still healthy, but they've already utilized a lot.
Sash hits from Captain Twig and is on to Panatom this time. Yarkor's got the tether out onto the Naja, but the Naja will back away just fine. Yarkor not looking all that tanky right now. Now Zapman has been left alone. Valkyrie's discretion gets used. Netrioid wants to run down the solo kill on left, but watch out. The rest of the Leviathans are here.
And the Camelot Kings go ahead and reset themselves all the way back to the Fire Giant. The Leviathans TKO'd. This one's going the way of the Kings. Great play to force out the Leviathans. They did not leave it up to risk. They only generate threat by initially pulling the Fire Giant. The Leviathans allow these single target damage dealers of the Leviathans to hit these targets. Whereas the Camelot Kings, double hunter composition.
Whoa, that's a lot. Banish onto Twig. The last tower shot's not there on the other end. Panatom chasing him down. Sanctified Field takes it to go. Finally, Twig goes down. Both junglers out of the start of this fight. But Rongyu, has he done too much? The answer is no. Not just yet. But Variety's got the stun. Rongyu will live. Yarkor's alone with 4 members of the Camelot Kings, but it's a jump back in. The banish, it's big from Zapman, but you need more damage onto the frontliners. The Stinger goes out. It's Variety and Netrioid on the disengage. 1 for 1. Both junglers gone.
But that's a huge win for the Leviathans. Zapman and Shinto still hovering nearby. If the axe connects from Shinto, he can shut him down. Hail arrows, not enough damage
Now
to take out.
Panatom is all the way on the left side of this fight. The other 4 members of the Leviathans grouped up around the right side Phoenix. The Camelot Kings need this one. Variety needs to stay alive, though. Those are the tethers out. Oh, but Captain Twiggy's gone back in onto Zapman, and Zapman barely stays alive. Oh, he will. He'll end up surviving, but he is TKO'd. He has got to leave this fight.
Zapman calls the bluff, holds onto his bead, so Captain Twig finds a different target, and it's the Kings going in.
Oh, Sanctified Field down. Netrioid rampaging through the end of this game. The Kings have the damage. They've got the legs underneath themselves. All 5 members rallying around the Titan, and this is an afterthought. The Camelot Kings likely pushing us on to a game 4, but Panatom stays in it. The Kings have another couple members alive, and the Camelot Kings will send us to a game 4.
That is a high energy win for the Camelot Kings, and a decisive one at that. If they were going to take a game,
Even if I didn't believe it, I would say I did. But I like it. The one worry here is, can Variety survive the shred coming through? The Stinger, the Nemel. There is a lot of trouble for frontline here on the side of the Kings. They got a position really, really, really well here. But I think the Kings are going to get it, and we're going to a game 5.
I didn't think about that, but getting Nimulted in front of a Freya and an AMC might be like the worst nightmare for a
Lane
team.
myth.
But it is
Haven't seen much early gank pressure put on Yarkor or Variety really this set. We've seen a little bit of fighting here on right. Largely centered around the blue buff, jungle invades, things like that. Zapman is abducted back once more. Double banish, perfect. Valkyrie's discretion on the other end. Is the damage there? The Sanctified Field sure is, and Netrioid walks down Zapman with genetics and grabs first blood here in a pivotal game 4. Will it immediately be given back? Not yet. Variety sustains, but Yarkor puts him in the dirt.
Captain Twig, no leap available, but Yarkor not willing to continue out that chase. Maybe had the rest of the Leviathans had Rongyu been able.
Twig could really set up well for the rest of his team. A chance to do so here. Valkyrie's discretion out, and just the threat of a Fear No Evil will send Zapman to the sky.
He at least maintains his bead, so Fear No Evil going to be a little bit harder to come by, but look at this.
Oh my, Netrioid engaged on the teleport go! Scarab's Blessing is down onto Netrioid. Panatom takes the Fear No Evil, and he will take it to the grave. Netrioid lets that Scarab's Blessing timeout. Petrify out from the mid lane. Rongyu burnt through by big man Tings. Camelot Kings with the Swift 2.
Man, Captain Twig holding onto that Fear No Evil comes up huge for his team. The Leviathans get caught in the jungle and caught between him and Captain Twig. Man, the Kings are playing so well around these objectives. The Leviathans were almost able to find a chase out on a Variety, but a great
double banish, that's big from Zapman.
Whoa.
Where's the engage? On the other end, Variety melted through the sanctified field. Are you kidding me? From Netroid. It is perfect, and it has slowed down the engagement. Wrong, once more, though. He transforms. No Evil down. Twig goes through. Scarab's Blessing awaiting on the other end, and it's great from Genetics. But watch out, the Leviathans have jumped back in. Shinto has one. BMT has the other. Panatom is alone in the back, and he will get out alive with 4 members of the Kings looking at him.
Man, the Kings just group up a little bit too hard, and Zapman puts the punish to him so easily. Now, can the Leviathans push it even further? Fire Giant might be on the table here. They're resustaining with Med.
Big man Tings can cleave out damage onto this FG. This is a 4 versus 3, a big one.
That's fast.
Camelot Kings far and away ahead of this game. The Fire Giant down to half HP. Here comes Variety. Here comes Genetics. Fire Giant goes down. Big man Tings finds the first kill. The Leviathans get the big objective though. Zapman guns down Genetics on the front line. Variety
still alive.
whittled down by Shinto as well. And the AMC lives to the end. Panatom puts him in the dirt. Deicide, baby, for the Leviathans 20 minutes in.
I'm not even sure if you could call that a mistake from the Camelot Kings. The Leviathans make a miracle play around Zapman.
Soul lanes, the mountains of health that you've got to work through. You
fast.
would think it's the Fire Giant, but it's been anything but. Fire Giant pulled yet again. It's only Zapman returning damage in, and back away the Camelot Kings do once more.
Now the Camelot Kings have really noticed that this Fire Giant will go down incredibly quickly. The Leviathans have forced back the Kings. Good banish.
That's onto Genetics. He does.
What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! That is gross! Yorkor says goodbye to Genetics. He is gone, and the Leviathans group up around the FG, and this FG is now an afterthought. As fast as Genetics just died, the Fire Giant will as well. The Leviathans as 5 grab FG in 27 minutes. Uses a Petrify, another defensive ultimate from the Camelot Kings, and here's the transformation from the Leviathans.
Meditation's resustained a fair deal. Wrongview's deceptive range can find a start. It's Variety.
Banish on a Variety.
Sanctified
will live on though. Sanctified Field drapes on over the back line of the Leviathans. Scarab's Blessing's big. Big man Tings is bigger. Wrongview, he's the first to go down. Yorkor desperately clinging to a kill, but they won't die. Yorkor ends up grabbing the first. It's Panatom on the back who's got to blink away from Captain Twig. Zapman gunning down. My man's playing front line. Big man Tings comes up big man with 2. Shinto whittled on down on the back line. Variety has got to go big. Panatom, he's got a triple. Deicide for the Leviathans, and they got their eyes on the mid lane.
Panatom acts as a lightning rod for aggression.
They
the Camelot Kings got lost in the team fight. You cannot ignore Zapman. You cannot ignore Freya. He will decimate you. You say he's acting as a frontliner? He is a hot knife through butter. Best of luck. The Kings, they're dead.
No chance. The Atlantis Leviathans know it. We will have a showdown of back-to-back potential world champions. Zapman again finds his way to the grand finals, this time against his old teammate in Paul. The Leviathans get it done.
Man, what just a crazy set. What a back and forth game. It's all off of one individual play. I said it earlier today, it is so seldom that individual plays win you matches, but this time it's Zapman, the banish that changed the entire match.
Not often. We're talking about banish as a setup tool, right, Miff? I mean, it's usually disengage, something like that. My goodness, everyone take a breather. The Atlantis Leviathans in